Okay, so I figured I'd make a video from start to finish of everything you need to do when you receive, if you haven't done this before, if you want to data log using HP tuners, how to log, how to, upload a tune, how to do all that stuff. This is going to cover absolutely everything. So just, from the very start, if you order or already have an MPVI3, HP Tuners MPVI, when you order it, you're gonna get this in the mail, you're gonna get a cord in the mail, and then you're gonna have to hook that up to your laptop. Then the first thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go to hptuners.com. If you have not already made an account, make an account. Once you make an account, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to My Devices, okay, right here. Now, the first thing you need to do when you get the device is you need to sync it to your account, okay? And I already have mine synced to my account right here. But what you're gonna wanna do is very, very simple. You're just gonna need, sorry if this is blurry, I don't know why. All right, it's have to hold the camera super still. Serial number and verification ID. Okay, so once you have your MPVI hooked up to your computer, all you're gonna wanna do is open up, you can do your scanner or your, the editor or the scanner. You're gonna need to, so I'll get to that in a second. So you're gonna need to download, I'll get to that in a second. So what you're gonna wanna do here is all you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go to the help, okay? And you're gonna wanna hit, you're gonna wanna sync your interface. That way it's connected to, it's connected to what you're doing here. And then you're gonna wanna click on this verification code. You click on that, it brings you up your serial number and your verification code. Close that out, take a picture of it. Then you go to your account, you type that in here and here, hit import, and then there you go. Now your device is hooked up to your, now your device is synced to your account and you can use it. Now, next is you're gonna need two things. You're gonna need the VCM editor and you're gonna need VCM scanner. Okay, the editor is gonna be for reading and writing tunes. The scanner is gonna be for data logging. All right, so next up is going to be, so we just covered, what else do I wanna cover here? I think that's about it. So yeah, so once you, again, so you're gonna make an account, you're gonna buy your MPVI3, you're gonna download the editor, you're gonna download the scanner, you're gonna sync your interface. First thing you're gonna do here is you're gonna sync the interface. Mine's already synced, so that's why it says resync. And then you're going to, get your verification code, get your serial number, and then you're gonna, then it's gonna be linked to your account. After that, what you're gonna have to do is, so if you just want to pull the tune out of your file on Datalog, you don't need credits. However, if you do plan on uploading a tune, then you're going to need credits. So what you're gonna need to do here is, in order to buy credits, very easy, go to products, then you go to credits, okay? Once you do that, you're gonna want to buy the universal credit. So you're gonna click on this, and then once you have your MPVI3 uploaded, it's gonna ask you which one you want to add the credits to. You're gonna click on your MPVI3, which is right there, and then you're gonna click on how many credits you need. Okay, so so every car takes a different amount of credits. So again, whatever your car needs, you're gonna, if it's a C601, it's gonna need 3 credits, 2 for the ECM, 1 for the fuel pump control module. So you'd hit go to 3, add to cart, buy the credits. Once you have the credits, they're not automatically gonna show up on your account. So what you would need to do is go back to this, okay? And then you're gonna wanna go to help again, and then you're going to want to resync your interface again. And then once you do that, once you have the credits and it resyncs, then it's gonna basically, it's gonna transfer the credits onto your device, and then you'll be ready to be able to license your vehicle. So that's everything you're going to need to do when you get your HP Tuners dongle. Everything you need to download, everything you need to do to get the HP Tuners to your sync to your account and all that stuff, and how to buy credits. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go in the car and we're going to go through every step from reading the car to licensing the car to uploading a tune to data logging. And yeah, I'll meet you guys in the car. Okay, so we're in the car right now in the accessory mode. Make sure you have a battery charger hooked up to your car, because when you're doing this, it's going to take a few minutes and you don't want to drain the battery, especially like this customer has a trunk tank and that's obviously drawing a ton of amps in the accessory mode. But anyway, like I said before, whether you are going to, if you're just going to pull the tune out of your car and or Datalog, you do not need to license the car. You do not need credits for that. However, if you're gonna be uploading a tune, you do need credits for that. And I just went over that. Now, the first thing you're gonna have to do if you're gonna be pulling the tune or writing a tune to your car is you're going to have to, I already did it on this car, but I'm just gonna show you guys again. You're gonna need to read the vehicle, and this is gonna pull out your current tune. So right there, and read vehicle, okay? Did I click on that? There we go. All right, now it's going to pull the tune out of the car, and this is going to take a little bit of time. You can see it's doing that right there. So I'm just going to wait for this to do its thing. It's going to take a few minutes, and then what I'm going to do after I'm done is I'm going to save the tune. You know, you can save the tune however you want it. If your name is Mike and you have a 2010-01, type in Mike 2010-01 tune. But you guys get the idea. So let this do its thing. Okay, and then I'm going to save this tune file, and then we'll pick up from there. Okay, so sorry, I actually just missed one of the steps, but after you're done reading the tune, it's just going to come up. When you're done, it's going to come up and it's going to give you a menu to save the tune. Obviously, title the tune however you want to title it, save it to whatever folder you want to save it to, and then you're going to have your tune saved. After that, you're going to want to make sure that you turn the ignition to the off switch and let it stay off for about 15 or 20 seconds. Anytime you're writing a tune or anything like that, once you're done, you want to turn the ignition completely off and then wait about 15 or 20 seconds. So now I just, like I said, I read the stock file, I saved the stock file. Now I'm going to show you guys how to load a tune. So we're going to turn the car back on. Okay. Now I already have this car licensed. Okay. So if you didn't have the car licensed, well, I'm going to show you. So what you're going to do now is you're going to open up whatever tune you want to load in the car. Now, this is the current tune I have in the car right now, and it's a drivability revision number 3. Okay. Like I said, or I don't even know if I said this, but the customer came in for a tune, and unfortunately we don't have the fuel system to be able to do wide open throttle. The tune that was in the car was, had pretty much like, no timing in it at all. And it kind of makes sense because, it seems like they just took all the timing out of it to make up for an inadequate fuel system, but that's not what this video is about. We're just doing drivability stuff on it. He actually already bought a 4 fuel system, which is awesome. And we will be, getting back to this car once that's installed. But anyway, what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to, sorry for that glare, guys, there's nothing I can do about it, is you're going to want to write the car. Okay. So I already have this tune in the car, but I'll just write it again. You're going to hit write vehicle. Now, when you click on this, so right now this car is already licensed. I already used my credits and licensed this car, but before you write it, it's not just going to bring you up to this menu if you haven't used your credits and licensed the car. It's going to bring up a different menu, and it's going to say, do you want to license this car? And you're going to click. It's going to give you basically 2 things. It's going to give you the ECM, and it's going to give you the fuel pump control module. Okay, so you're going to click on each. Okay, the ECM takes 2 and the fuel pump control module takes 1. You're going to click on each, and it's going to say, do you want to license this car? You're going to hit yes. It's going to license the car. Once that's done, it's very self-explanatory. There's nothing more to say about that. Once you license the car, then you're going to be able to tune it. So like I said, what you're going to do is after the car is licensed, you're going to file, you're going to open up your tune, and then you're going to write the tune. Again, make sure you have a battery charger on the car, and then you're going to write. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so now it's going to start writing the tune, and you're going to see it's going to make all kinds of noises. That's fine. Make sure when you're doing any of this, whether you're reading the tune or writing a tune, you don't open the doors, you don't do anything, you just let it do what it's doing. Okay, so right now it's writing the tune into the car. Okay, now I'm not going to film all this. I'm just going to wait for it to be done, and then once it's done, this tune will be loaded into the car, and I'll show you guys where to go from there. Okay, so now the write is complete, as you can see. So we are going to close this out. The tune is now loaded into the car. And like I said before, let me close. There we go. We're going to turn the car off. Let it turn off. Wait about 15 seconds, and then you can start it back up. And at this point, you're going to start to Datalog. And I will show you guys how to do that next part of the video. Okay, so one thing that I want to mention is if you're going to be tuning open loop, you are going to need a wideband. These cars don't come with widebands, so whatever wideband you get, this is just a this is one that I like to use. I had a Ballinger one, and I had this one, and they both pretty much did the same. But anyway, whatever wideband you decide to use, that's fine. This is just kind of a one that I have made a custom harness to, and I plug it into the cigarette lighter right there. But yeah, you're going to need a wideband, and you're going to need to hook the wideband up to your HP tuners. It's very, very easy to do that. You can just YouTube and type in how to hook up wideband to HP tuners, and it's extremely easy. So I'm not going to go over that in this part of the video, but I just wanted to make sure that I didn't leave out the fact that if you are tuning wide open throttle, which if you're tuning, you're probably going to be doing wide open throttle, you will need a wideband. You have to see your air fuel to be able to tune and make adjustments. All right, so next up, now you've uploaded your tune, now you're going to need to data log. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up the scanner right here, okay? And your tuner should send you over two things. One is going to be a channel list, which is going to be every channel that you're going to be recording, and also a layout, okay? So the way you do that is if you want to open up a channel configuration, you click on this and you click on open channel config, and then wherever your tuner, your tuner's going to email that to you or whatever, you save it to where you want to, you save it to, wherever you want to save it, and then you open it up. Okay, next up is going to be, so now that's going to load your channels, and then you're going to have a layout, which is right here. You're going to hit open layout, and you're going to search your layout, and you're going to open that up. Again, your tuner should send you both the channel configurations that you need and your layout, and then it'll look something like, well, it'll look like however your tuner has it set up. This is how I have mine set up. This is how I like, this is how I have mine set up. But if you want to pause the video here and just kind of look at some of the, so these are all the PIDs right here that I'm recording, and then these are all the ones that I like to see, and then I have it all graphed out. Again, this is all, it could, however your tuner prefers to do this, whatever channels they send you and whatever layout they use, it's fine, but this is just how I have mine laid out. But if you want to pause it and just take a look at this, go ahead. But next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it to the car, and I'm going to show you everything being recorded and how to do that. Okay, so next up, we're back in the car. You're going to want to open up your VCM scanner. You're going to want to open up your channels list and your layout that your tuner sent you. And then once you have this all pulled up, okay, I have my wideband hooked up right there. But what we're going to do is the red button is you're going to start logging with the red button. So what we're going to do is we're going to start logging. Right now it's just in the accessory mode, but let's start it up. And you can see we have everything displayed right there. If you want to pause the video, and the commanded lambda should go to 1. Yep, there we go. Basically, when you're in idle or closed loop, commanded air fuel should be stoichiometric. But if you want to pause the video and just look at some of the PIDs that I have up right here, you can. Okay, but you can see what's going on. Now, when you're done, so if I was going out and taking a log, so let's say I went out and I just wanted to do a drivability log, and I was just cruising around for 2 or 3 minutes. Let's say I went out and I did a wide open throttle pull, whatever it's going to be. Once you're done with that log, so right now I'm taking a log, what you're going to do is you're going to hit the blue button. Now that log has stopped. Then you're going to go to log file. You're going to hit save log file as, and you're going to title it whatever you want to title it. So if you did a wide open throttle gear, you can type it wide open throttle 4th gear on the date. If it's whatever kind of log you do, save it however you want, save it where you want, and then you'll have it to go back and look at and to send to your tuner. Okay, so that's all there is to do. That's all there is when it comes to logging, is you just, again, you click the red button to start logging. You're going to have everything here that your tuner sent you, your channels list, your layout. You're going to do whatever you need to do, whether it's a pull, whether it's normal driving. You're going to stop the log, you're going to save the log, and then you're going to have your log. Okay, so let's go back inside and let's go over a couple logs that I took, and just reviewing the log and kind of what to look for when you're reviewing a log, and then that should pretty much cover everything. Okay, so now just reading the log and interpreting what everything is. If you're going to send the log to your tuner, all you do is have to find the file, email it to them, and they will receive it and look at it and make revisions if necessary. But basically there's two kinds of logs. There's going to be a log where you're tuning in closed loop. That's just for drivability. That's what this one kind of is right here. This is actually just a car idling, but same thing. And then there's going to be a wide open throttle log, and I'll show you guys both. So here is a log of just, of the car idling. If I was driving it, just stop, just part throttle, it would pretty much look the same way. But, basically when you're tuning your car in closed loop, you're going to be tuning air fuel, and that's about it. So in closed loop, what you're going to be doing, so you do not need a wideband for tuning in closed loop. I have a wideband already hooked up to the car, but you don't need a wideband for closed loop. But what you're going to be looking for is fuel control. So you have your narrow bands, which is your O2 sensors, bank 1 sensor 1 and bank 2 sensor 1, and then you have your mass airflow sensor. Your mass airflow sensor is going to say, okay, this is how much air is passing through, this is how much fuel we need, then it's going to inject fuel, and then the O2 sensors are going to give a reading on how how much, what the air fuel is in that mixture coming out of the engine, and it's going to make adjustments. If it's rich, it's going to take some fuel out. If it's lean, it's going to add some fuel. And basically what the reason why they call it closed loop is because the math and the O2 sensors are in a feedback circle, and they're communicating with each other to try to make the fuel trims close to stoichiometric as possible. Stoichiometric is 14.7 to 1 if there was no ethanol in the fuel. And right here you can see that the commanded air fuel, so lambda 1 just means 14. Lambda is just a generic term for all fuel trims, but right here, 1, if this was in AFR, this would just be commanded at 14.7 to 1. You can see the wideband is actually reading, same thing again, 1 lambda is 14.7 to 1 air fuel. And you can see here your long-term and short-term fuel trims, and this is completely normal. They're gonna be, they're gonna kind of go back between rich and lean, but you generally want them to stay about 5 to 10% in either direction, and as you can see here, they are. So tuning in closed loop, again, you're just gonna be looking at your mass airflow sensor. You're going to be looking at your O2 sensor, readings, and you're just going to basically make some tuning based on those two things. And when you're driving the car, you want the car to drive in closed loop as close to stoichiometric as possible. So tuning closed loop, you're just looking at air fuel, drivability, that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to show you a log where what you'd be looking for if you were tuning in wide open throttle. Okay, so here's a wide open throttle pull that I pulled up. Now I had a different wideband hooked up here, and I don't have it displayed here. It's a Ballinger wideband, and you can see right here that the reading is 0.78. Now again, this is in lambda, so the commanded air fuel is 0.77. That's about 11.4 to 1 if you were to convert it into air fuel ratio. But here's a, again, I just paused this here. We're going about 139 miles an hour, and this is what you'd be looking for if you're tuning, or this is what your tuner would be looking for when looking at a wide open throttle pull. So basically they're gonna have, they're gonna set the tune for how much timing they want, what the air fuel they want, and stuff like that. And they're just basically gonna be looking at your tune and saying, okay, does the log match what we're asking for it to do in the tune? So up here you have, let's take the most important things, injector duty cycle. Obviously you wanna make sure that that is not too high. You have your fuel pressure requested versus fuel pressure actual. You want to make sure that you have good fuel control. You have your map sensor, which is how much boost you're making. That's going to tell you how much boost you're making and if you have belt slip or not. As you can see right here, it's pegged out because that's what the factory map sensor can read. This is how much timing I'm on right here, 23.5 degrees of timing. That's going to be set in your tune depending on what ethanol content you're on. I think I'm on I know I don't have it displayed, but I think this is like E70 or something like that. Anyway, knock retard. All this stuff down here, like I was telling you, the short terms and the fuel trim stuff and the O2 sensor stuff, that's not what you're going to be looking at in open loop. You actually can interpret air fuel a little bit with millivolt readings, but it's not going to get you an accurate reading like a wideband will. Coming down here, IET2s. I have my IET1s also logged, but it's just not showing it here. This is a while ago, this pull. Oil pressure, engine coolant temperature. Obviously, when you're doing a pull, you want to see that stay nice and steady. You don't want it going from 175 to 185. That's, a lot of people know what that means. And then you're going to want to look at your commanded air fuel, which is 0.77, to your actual air fuel, which is right here 0.78, which is very good. And you're basically going to do do your pulls, and you're going to continue to, however long, you might need 1 revision, you might need 3 revisions, but you're going to continue to do your pulls, whether it's on the dyno or whether it's on the street, and then until the log looks exactly how your tuner wants it to look. So yeah, that's it. That's how you do everything from the moment you get your MPVI 3 or 2, whatever you get in the mail, to fully tuning your car and data logging it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope this helps some people out that are new to tuning and data logging.